I want to start in the 2000s, if you don't mind, because we were talking about some 2000s albums and kind of, I want to say work our way back. We kind of skip around. We don't have to start in the 80s and go all the way up.
No, let's go. So I
Um,
think we
so,
done B Supreme Clientele, the Blueprint, Stillmatic.
okay,
That just came off the top of my head.
okay. Still B, Blueprint, Supreme.
Carter 2, King.
You know what? Before we go there, I would like to say, like,
Carter 2
I would
was.
say College Dropout, right?
I'll go with that.
Um,
Like registration in there too, Mike.
I feel like Graduation has to be in there too. But I was gonna say,
Very problematic for these rap niggas and let this producer make.
I think Hell Have No Fury,
Thank you, Mike. I'm glad I didn't have to say it.
and I think Below the Heavens,
I don't know about that.
Blue in Exile.
No, no, no. That's
Oh,
an impact thing. See, this one, I mean, we're going to have to pause for the
but
pause. But
again, I think that the interesting thing with Mad Villainy and Below the Heavens is they were breaking ground in a in an independent scene and kind of making way for the internet era of music. You know what I
Matt
mean?
Dillon is better.
I think Mad Villainy obviously is the one that broke
Yeah,
down that, well, you want to
that's
talk about impact. The impact of Mad Villainy without getting any radio play or without getting any video play is insane.
but it's also better. That's why. Like, because it's better.
Below the Heavens is a great album.
It's not better than Matt Villainy.
No, it's not. It's
Dude,
not a
not
lot
like
of stuff that's better. All right,
dude,
so Hell
and
Have No Fury. Oh, man. And
I mean, if we include the 3A albums, we're at 9 right now. We include Below the Heavens, that's our 10. So what
Carter
are we?
2 or Carter 3?
The 2 is the rap performance. 3 is the hip performance.
Because you want to talk about impact and everything, like, and it's interesting because I don't even know if 2 is the one that pushed Carter 3 to a million the first week, right?
I think that no,
I
that
think
is
it was the mixtape that did that.
no, it did, Mike. But you want to know why the mixtapes did that? It's because he took flight on the Carter 2. It's like it was like it was like when you watch Randy Moss at Marshall. Well, it's like, well, nigga, he playing against D2. I know he looked bigger, stronger, faster, and jumping higher than everybody there. And then this nigga like went to the like pros and like it's the same thing. That's what like the Carter 2 is. It's like no, this nigga can ball. Like
Get
he
Rich or
can
Die
ball,
Trying.
hoop, he can hoop. Put him out there, Mike. The album starts off like with the mob and fly in and money on my mind, fireman,
Okay.
Mo Fire, best rapper alive. Oh no, shooters on there, hustler music's on there. I don't know, Mike. Like he NBA Jam on fire on the Carter too, like on some rap shit, Mike. Like on some rap shit. Load and Lock with Corrupt. Yeah, he on some rap shit on the Carter too, Mike.
He
It's like no,
is. But
that
on the
nigga
Carter
rap.
3, you got a million a week, right? You got the impact there. The Carter 3 is really what opened him up to be able to, have Young Money and have Drake and Nicki.
What say the people? Hold on, I see.
Well, what I was going to add in there was Get Rich or Die
Uh,
Trying and King.
hold on, Get Rich or Die Trying, King, The Cool by Lupe, Nas the GOAT.
Marquez Davis with the super chat says, Mike, I respectfully disagree. Reasonable Doubt is not better. I'm sorry, Ready to Die is not better than Life After Death. Case in point, Big was just a better rapper, period, on Life After Death. The album is why people say he's the greatest. That's fair. LP with the super chat says, Jada's been trying to make Life After Death his whole career.
It's facts.
And he's a great, great MC. One's Bundy says Life After Death is an audible movie. Okay. So Life After Death is clearly over Ready to Die. Eric Terrell says All Eyes on Me is better than Life After Death. Prove me wrong.
It's just not.
It's just not true.
That's not true because
That's what Coop's going to say. It's just not true.
not true. It's book 2. Book 1. How about this? Book 1 of All Eyes on Me is better than book 1 of Life After Death. And Life After Death, book 1 is some shit.
Jay Short with the super chat says No Way Out, best out of Harlem. No Way Out could be the best hip hop album out of Harlem. Any takers? I mean, it's better than Harlem World.
Big L's Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous?
It's better than that.
Okay.
It is. And I love Big L, but yeah.
Any of Cam's albums? Any of Cam's albums? Purple Haze or
Come Home With Me? Yeah, it's not better than that album.
No, it's not. No way. Hold on. Oh shit! It's not.
Raka Shah says Slick Rick claims the Bronx.
Those Yonkers niggas and Bronx niggas and Brooklyn niggas helping though. You understand that? That's like mostly Yonkers, Bronx, and Brooklyn.
Kind of cheating, right?
Kind of cheating.
Raka Shah says Slick Rick claims the Bronx. What's that?
Harlem's the hustling ass niggas, though. That would make sense.
Oh, definitely.
Get all the other niggas to contribute to this classic.
Raka Shah says Slick Rick claims the Bronx. He owns a tenement building in the Bronx and recorded chase scenes from Children's Story by Bronx Community College. So yes, he got that spot when it comes to the Bronx. I see people in the chat, and yeah, I'm finally caught up. Oh, Marshall Mathers LP.
No, they won't be making the top 10. Just gonna tell you right now.
Okay.
Up the Fix, Mike.
The Fix. Nas the Goat with the super chat says a top 10 in the 2000s has to include the Cool. Does it?
It doesn't necessarily have to. What year did Like Water for Chocolate came out? Isn't that 99?
Yeah, that was 99. No, right. Like Water for Chocolate was 2000, but I don't think it makes this list.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I'm looking at this list. Stillmatic B, Blueprint, Supreme Clientele, The College Dropout.
Hold on, let's pause.
Late Registration, Hell Have No Fury, Mad Villainy, Get Rich or Die Trying, The Fix. I think those are.
Hold on. Let's get clear on what's locked in. We're pretty certain that B and Supreme Clientele are locked in, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. After that, Mike, I think it's pretty certain to say College Dropout's locked in, right?
Yep.
Blueprint Stillmatic locked in?
Yep.
All right. So
Get Rich is locked in.
Yeah, Get Rich or Die Trying is locked in. So Mike, let's pause for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're 6 in, and we have 1, 2, 3.
We got 4 spots.
5, 6, 7, but we have 8 albums to choose from. Here are the albums. And here's what I ask you this. First of all, Kanye has 3 albums on here. What's better, Graduation or Late Registration?
I'm going to say something, man. I personally like Late Registration better, but when I did my, and I had to do a top 5s. I don't want to say too much, but I had to do a top 5 Kanye albums. And just objectively thinking, I was like...
5 albums?
Huh?
It's fascinating. Go ahead.
I did a top 5 Kanye albums. And I personally like Late Registration better. I think that he elevated his rhymes and his level as an individual. But objectively speaking, Graduation was his superstar album. Did $1 million a week. He didn't have any rap help on there like he did in previous albums. It didn't miss anything when it came to, on a success level, right? The only help he had was Wayne on Barry Bonds, really. And that was really Wayne before, Carter 3 Wayne.
That actually helped propel Wayne.
It helped propel Wayne, right. So the only feature he had on there, honestly, was a feature that he was giving a guy a shot that propelled him to be in that superstar.
He went for Wayne. He heard Carter too. That's what he heard.
No, but you know what I mean. He at the level that Ye was at that time, he could have just not. You know what I mean? He could have got somebody that was proven like he did on previous efforts where he used Jay, used Nas, and people like that. This was the first album where Kanye, as a rapper, was really a solo act.
You want to know what, Mike? I personally prefer Late Registration too, but I never took into account something that I often bring up with other artists. Man, Late Registration is great, but it has a lot of help, Mike. Common's on there. The Game is on there.
Yeah.
Campbell's on there. Nas is on there. Jay is on there.
Yep.
Anthony is on there. Lupe's on there. Paul Wall's on there. Brandy's on there.
Yeah.
Your Auntie and them up on Cascade is there, Mike. Everybody on there. You're right. Everybody's on there. I'm going to scratch Late Registration off, Mike. I feel you.
And then the impact of Graduation. No. And then the fact that the man sold 1 million the first week going up against 50 Cent. Imagine what he would have done if he would have done that without going against 50 Cent. If he came out by himself. He did like 1.5.
What'd he say on Gorgeous? And what's a black beetle anyway?
Fucking roach.
That's what he
That's
be.
his
It's like
superstar
be
album.
2 mil probably. All right, so I'm with you on that.
I think it's probably out
No,
of
hold on.
everything on this list, it might be the most impactful or one of the most impactful albums on this list.
Now, I want you to remember how you're talking about graduation, because when we get to the '90s, some of the same stuff you're saying is about the hurt equivalent.
Okay.
So you need I'm just saying everything that you're saying about graduation as a whole in its totality is about the hurt equimini in the '90s. So let's just be
Right.
sure we're being, and I want to have an equimini conversation because I think there are a couple of things to unpack, like literally 2 things specifically. And you just kind of alluded to one of them, which is a great album, impactful, stadium music, artist performing. So we're 1, 2. So we got B, Supreme Clientele, Stillmatic, Blueprint, The College Dropout, and Graduation. Now, Mike, and Get Rich or Die Trying. So we are 3, 4, 5. So we are 7 albums in now, Mike. So let's just kind of stay. Well, like water for chocolate's not going to make this mix.
No, it's not. I think Mad Villainy should.
I don't think it's going to make it, Mike. Because like here's the thing about it. It's like whatever you think of Mad. Okay, so let me ask you something. So let's just do this. Is Mad Villainy better than Hell Hath No Fury to you?
Oh, let me go to the super chats real quick.
Oh, you were ducking and dodging up in these streets.
Seek Vic says, Fantastic, Volume 2. Well, see, damn. Fantastic was 2000, but I feel like since it's kind of a repackaged version of Fantastic Volume 1, I don't think it's fair to put it there, which came out, what was that, 97?
It's not good enough to stand next to these albums.
I don't think so. And it's a classic. I love that album. That was my senior year of high school.
It's great. It's the shit. Toronto used to play it all the time, Mike.
Mad Max with the super chat says, Stillmatic, Blueprint, Carter 3, Get Rich or Die Trying, Supreme Clientele, Late Registration, Country Grammar, College Dropout, Hell Hath No Fury, Honorable Mention, LL The GOAT album. Wow, you like the LL GOAT album? I was kind of disappointed. Jay Short says, Volume 2 is the same as Carter 3 to me. Fun with a lot of hits, great rapping, and coming out party, but not timeless. Sounds like it's era.
I agree. That's why I say Carter 2.
Okay. Mad Max with the super chat says, best rap album out of Harlem's Diplomatic Immunity. That's making my top 10. Take College Dropout out. We're not doing that. Well, this is the thing, though. And this is the sliding scale that I'm thinking about. I think the Carter 3 gives you more to go on from an evidence standpoint than the Carter 2. Because the Carter 2 doesn't have the impact and stuff like that.
I mean, when you're saying that, Mike, how is Lollipop and Got Money more evidence? You feel what I'm saying?
I personally like the Carter 2 more. You're right.
No, listen what I'm saying. It's just like, go listen to him rapping on, like, Fireman, which I believe is the first single. Go listen to Fireman and go listen to Lollipop.
You remember what 50 Cent used to say when people were talking about Wayne was the hottest in the game and all that? He was like, tell me the first single off the Carter 2. And people couldn't tell you because, I mean, Fireman was kind of like it was a lukewarm success, but the people in the core could tell you. I actually saw Wayne at one of these clubs out here in Atlanta. I forgot what it was. It was on the east side. This was during the Carter 2 time. And he was doing club dates at that point.
Right.
But, the fans was there. We knew everything. It was an incredible show. But he also had, like you said, Money on My Mind, Hustlers Music, Best Rapper Alive. It was heat. But from an impact standpoint, does it sit here with this stuff?
No, it doesn't. But
because it's not better than Hell Have No Fury. I don't think.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Is like how about this? Musically, Carter 2 or 3 isn't Hell Hath No Fury though. So Carter 2 is scratched off, and so if you want to keep this impact thing alive, you can.
I'm just saying I think the Carter 3 is his best chance of making it. Okay. But I think he could get bumped off by an album that's just essentially better, that we just can't put it over.
So, but Mike, Mad Villainy or Hell Hath No Fury? Because those are the albums on here. Like, Hell Hath No Fury, Mad Villainy, and The Fix by Scarface probably have the least amount of notoriety on this list. But Face is already a legend by now. So,
I think those... Hell Hath
No Fury and Mad Villainy. Which one are we taking? You feel like Mad Villain's impact is greater probably for what it did for underground
I
culture.
do, because I
But it's
personally like Hell Have No Fury more. Obviously, I'm
but
a
it's a
Clips
better
and
Hell Have No Fury is
Neptunes.
a better rap album, right?
Yeah. I would say, all right, this is what I'm looking like right now, because I
Or
think
either
this is 10.
hold on, are both of those albums better than the Cool to you?
I think so. I know Lupe fans are going to kill me, but yeah, I think so. One,
I,
two, three,
I do
four,
too, but
five, six, seven.
how about this? I think the Cool's better than Mad Villainy, but not better than Hell Hath No Fury, but not the. And this is what I mean. It didn't have the impact that Mad Villainy has in the long run, and that's unfortunate because I do think the Cool's a better album. I do.
This is the thing. This is what I got, right? Now, I could be off. I got Stillmatic. I got B. I got The Blueprint. I got Supreme Clientele. I got The College Dropout. Hell Have No Fury. Graduation. Mad Villainy. Get Rich or Die Trying. The Fix. And
That
see,
leaves King and the Carter 3 out. Are you okay
exactly,
with that?
and that's the problem I have, because honestly, if we talk about the 2000s, those are two of the biggest artists of that era, and those two albums are the reason why.
They actually had about a 4-year run where they were probably 1 and 2 in the
Yeah.
popular mind.
Yeah, exactly. That's like
And-
literally saying that, you know,
But I feel you, Mike, because it's like
that's
when I
like
listen.
saying that Kobe and Duncan didn't win any championships
Well,
or
here's the
something.
problem.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what the problem. The problem in here in the Real Rich is Mad Villainy and the Fix, because really, we should be putting the Carter 3 and King in Mad Villainy and the Fix's places, but we know the music's not better from beginning to end now, don't we?
Exactly.
Like, you know the Fix, you know the Carter 3 is not better than the Fix, don't you?
Oh yeah, it's not.
It's not, and you know and you know King is not better than Mad Villainy, really, like end to end, like end to end.
Not for my palate, but I think that for most people, if you played that album and you played King, they might gravitate to King. There's a lot of records on there that are nostalgic, that takes you to a place, even if you don't really rock with T.I. where he is now. If you hear What You Know, if you hear Ride With Me, if you hear Top Back, if you hear Front Back Side to Side, you know these records.
Let me ask you something. Where does the Fix rank in Scarface's catalog for you, as far as his classic album?
I think it's 1 or 2, to be honest. For me.
I think it's probably 2. And so I think it's in, because I think he's a top 10 MC, and I think it's his second best body of work after The Diamond.
This is very difficult. Are we missing anything, guys? I want to make sure in the chat we're not missing anything.
We are not going anywhere else but right here, even if people don't like it, because like this is already enough.
Because I don't even think that. I mean, I think that we got them all. I don't think there's anything we're missing. Mad Max says.
I'd Mad Villainy out and put King in.
Huh?
I'd take Mad Villainy out and put King in, and that would be my 10.
You wouldn't take Hell Have No Fury out, because Mad Max says drop Hell Have No Fury.
Mike, lyrically speaking, Mike, it's. How about this? On this list, lyrically speaking, it's only exceeded by Supreme Clientele and Stillmatic. Like, lyrically speaking, it's only exceeded by Supreme Clientele and Stillmatic on this list. Like, lyrically, you understand that what they're doing on Hell Hath No Fury is more impressive than even what Jay's doing on The Blueprint. Let your skin crawl, press one button, let the wind fall. Who gonna stop us? Fuck the coppers, the mind of a kilo shopper. Seeing my life through the windshields of choppers. I ain't spent one rap dollar in 3 years, holla. Money's the least, drag a bitch by a dog collar. A hoe follow. This is my ghetto story, like Sham Ice P. It's the Don Dada. Open the Frigidaire, 25 to life in here. So much white, you might think your holy Christ is near. Throwing your Louis V millionaires to kill the glare.
I didn't think this was going to be this difficult, but it is.
It's crazy on there lyrically. They're not regular. It's not like a regular great lyrical rap album. Like they're special, Mike.
Jay Short with the super chat says,
the Keys, Move Over Alicia. They special on there. They special on there on the mic.
Jay Short with the super chat says, we are in 2023, and no rapper that came out after 2000, other than Ye, is going to be on this list. We really going to do this. By the way, I agree.
How about this? If I was being honest with you, Mike, I would probably tell you the truth. As great as graduation is, and it is his all-star moment, it's still not the college dropout. And I would tell you, I would probably scratch graduation out, and I would put Hell Hath No Fury and King in and scratch out graduation because yeah, he's already on here for the college dropout. And if you really want to know the truth, he should actually be on here 3 times technically.
He kind of should.
You really want to keep it funky about if we're keeping it funky about just the music, Mike, Ye's supposed to be on here 3 times: college dropout, late registration, graduation. If we're like including all things and Impact being a part of it, it's like, well, it's not fair to say that he like did the college dropout and then graduation, and if the Impact is comparable, that she should make the top 10 twice and then leave late registration out. So graduation is probably actually what needs to give. Because if we're not putting all 3 in, then we just picking one, and we're picking the college dropout if we're picking one. Now, ain't we?
Mad Max of the Super Chat says, I forgot graduation. That changed rap. Got to replace late registration with graduation. I mean, because the thing is, Coop.
And even put late registration on there. No, college dropout changed rap because it changed everything.
No. I agree. I agree.
What changed rap for you? What changed rap for him is what changed rap. Right.
I don't know though, Coop. Because the thing is, even after college dropout. No, listen to me. Hear me out real quick. Even after college dropout, 50 Cent was still selling what he was selling. He did he was still on the top of the game. He was that number 1 guy. When graduation came out, that changed the game forever. That's why we have the Drakes. That's why we have the J. Coles. That's why we have Kendrick.
Aren't better, and that's it at the end of the day. Jesus Walks, All Falls Down, Never Let Me Down, Slow Jams, 2 Words. What's the shit with Common and Talib? Get 'em High. No, the record's just not better.
Oh no, so, I'm not gonna argue that. I think it's his best album.
No. We're not putting graduation above college dropout. The records aren't. It's not a conversation even about the records. You understand?
It's not about putting it above that. It's about putting it above the other ones.
Like All Falls Down might be the 4th or 5th best record on the college dropout. It would be the best record on graduation outside of Flashing Lights.
LP with the Super Chat says, Little Brother and the Minstrel Show gotta be on there. True hip hop. I love the Minstrel Show. But
thousands and 1990s is like tough.
Yeah. SDE's Cam was his most lyrical on SDE.
Are we putting college dropout and graduation on this list?
I think they have to be. I mean, it's hard.
And no late registration.
This is the thing.
Album is rapping. And the beats are better, the songs are better, and the rapping's better. So you're telling me that the impact overrides the music. Because if the impact overrides the music, then Mad Villainy and Hell Hath No Fury are getting scratched off for the Carter 3 and King. Just like that.
This is the thing,
if we're putting graduation on, we're putting the Carter 3 and King on, and we're taking off Hell Hath No Fury and Mad Villainy, because what you're saying is that the impact matters just as much as the record, because record-wise, graduation really isn't top 10. Not record-wise. Record-wise, you can play it next to Hell Hath No Fury. No.
It's too big of a moment, though. That's the difficult thing with these albums. It's like...
That's why I told you we about to have this Aquemini conversation.
Yeah. No,
putting graduation in this top 10 is like sliding Aquemini out, though.
It's not, though. I mean, because this is the thing, Coop.
2 words.
Graduation changed everything. I mean, we can't say that about every album.
So did It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
It did, and I'm going to give it that same credence.
When we do this list, watch what it comes down to, because we're going to be picking between Aquemini and It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Because you know what? No, I agree. It's Dark and Hell is Hot, and it's funny you mentioned that because I was thinking the same thing. That album changed everything moving forward all the way up until graduation. And then graduation changed it again, and we're still feeling the effects of the change from graduation.
The Dropout changed it slightly. Like the
College Dropout, he snuck in. He still wasn't the main guy.
Listen to what you're saying. He snuck in. That was the thing that changed the game. A regular guy snuck in and made it to the top. That's what made.
He wasn't at the top yet.
The graduation is the culmination of the things that y'all are talking about that happened on the College Dropout.
Did you think? Let me ask you this, Coop.
Dropout. No. It's like this. You know what graduation is? It literally is the graduation. It's like the guy that actually is on the College Dropout. It's like, no, look at him 4 years later when he is graduating. But it started 4 years before.
I agree with that. But right. So did you think that he was going to outsell 50 Cent in that first week?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Well, you were in the minority because most people, if we were doing a real projection, if we're looking at this like sports, right?
But they hadn't been listening to 50. I've been listening to 50. You have to understand, Get Rich or Die Trying is such an outlier for the material in terms of the level at which he made it.
I understand what you're
talking
saying.
about a guy that's making 7 or 8 level, and I'm not being disrespectful. His song level,
No.
he was making 7s and 8s, and then he's making 10s, and you think he's about to do it
But
again?
cool, that was never the question. I knew Kanye. Listen, come on now. You know I knew that Kanye was going to come with the better product, but that doesn't matter.
7 or 8 10s on Get Rich or Die Trying. He never did that again before.
No, but he did. He actually outsold his first week on Get Rich or Die Trying on The Massacre. The Massacre did like 1.5 the first week.
Candy Shop? You heard Candy Shop?
You're talking about we're talking about two different things. You're talking about the music. We knew Kanye was well above him musically. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the numbers. KD3 is great, but it should have done the numbers that, Drake and 21 did. It doesn't, like, the music matters, but what I'm saying is the reason why when they both were head up with each other and Kanye was the underdog, he was, when it came to sales, was because the game hadn't totally been changed yet. After he did that with Graduation, that changed the trajectory of who could be the guy in hip hop and not have to be somebody with street credibility.
So now we about to personalize this conversation. It actually wasn't me who actually called the Kanye thing. Me and Holla had a conversation one day about the 50 Kanye thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, he might catch this fade behind 50 because people love this gangster shit. And Holla's the one that looked at me. He was like, Coop. He was like, college dropout changed everything and put us in position to win. He's like, he's about to win. So this is what I'm saying.
I agree.
Thing that you're talking about with Graduation, its importance still traces back to the college dropout. So how is it more important?
No, I'm not saying it's more important than the college dropout.
It still traces back to that moment, and the songs are better.
No. I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
Halfway.
You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I never once said Graduation is more important than college dropout. I said Graduation is the moment where it changed, and I think that the album is too important to that decade to leave it off the top 10 altogether. You know what I'm saying?
But
this
you understand that musically
situation.
and song-wise, neither one of them are better than Late Registration. It's not even making the list. So that's a problem. That's why I'm saying it's like, no, we're not putting both of those albums on there off of Impact, because if we're putting another album on there, one of his quality has to, like, the quality has to matter too, Mike. So we can't just pick the Impact albums.
We having a quality list or Impact list?
Well, this is what I'm saying. It's supposed to be both. And when we leave Late Registration out and put the college dropout and Graduation on, we're pretty much saying it's like, well, the shit where you rapping better and it's better produced ain't making this list. It's like, it's kind of saying, like, what are we doing?
But no, this is the thing, though, Coop. And I went back and
listened. Late Registration sounds better than both of these albums and plays better beginning to end.
I think that with Kanye's first 5 albums.
Kanye asked about music for once.
No. When you talk about Kanye's first 5 albums, it honestly depends on who you ask based on the order. I think that obviously we're closer to College Dropout because that's our moment with, Kanye. When we heard him break through, and I feel like that's an album that just can't be made again, right? But I think that you're kind of overstating how far apart you think these things are musically. There are people that will tell you Graduation's a better album than Late Registration. And it's not just the impact or whatever. Some people will say that. And I think the fact that he held it down on his own on that kind of goes somewhere.
No, the holding it down on his own is the best like argument for it over Late Registration. But Late Registration sounds better than the College Dropout. The College Dropout is considered held higher than Late Registration about impact. You're not about the whole Graduation's impact over, like, you get what I'm saying? It's like, you think
honestly, man,
what's more important to you, the College Dropout or Graduation?
I think College Dropout's definitely more important.
That's the one that's making you putting all albums on and kicking some more niggas out.
But this is what I'm saying, though, Coop.
I'm putting 3 Kanye albums on here. I'm cool. But niggas have to leave and put all 3 albums on.
You're really fighting for late registration. I love that because that's one of my
It's a
favorites.
better product. We have to talk about product and quality too.
Okay.
Depict
Because
the
I mean,
now.
if we're being like that, late registration, sold records, and all that stuff too. So it's like we got to balance all these things out. Let me get to
What's
the super chat real quick. Let me get.
let me ask you something.
Uh huh.
Kanye, the artist, you remembering him for the stuff on Graduation, College Dropout, or do you remember the guy from Diamonds from Sierra Leone and Gold Digger? Late Registration is the Kanye that you're talking about that you remember. Like, how we gonna leave that guy off the list? Like, the guy that we remember, the guy that became the icon, he exists on Late Registration, not on the College Dropout and Graduation. Those are two separate.
I don't know, man, because Can't
Right?
Tell Me Nothing was probably, for a lot of people, his biggest impactful, one of his most impactful records. Look,
Gold Digger.
let's ask the people in the chat. Willard with the super chat says, Mr. Carter, 3-peat, let the beat build. Please don't shoot me. Carter 3 is deep. Gotta make the list.
I like Let the Beat Build.
Let the beat build is tight.
That's Kanye. What's his name?
36 Chambers with the super chat says, love to see Mad Villainy make your list or get in the conversation. Doom needs those flowers and pave the way for a whole generation of independent hip hop. Definitely. Let me get.
We got to get out of the 2000s and get into the other stuff.
Yeah. I don't even know if we're gonna make it to the other decades, but this is fun. Michael Williams with the super chat says, on M and Q, when Nas said, Mike and Quincy, when Nas says, Annie, are you okay watching me transforming? He's talking about his mom looking down on him as he continues to grow. His mom's name was Ann Jones. One of the craziest double entendres I've ever heard. See, I didn't even know that. Jay Short with the super chat says the 2000s list is filled with 90s artists. Sad.
No shit.
People are saying Drop King. Lost Tapes is in the conversation for people. Non Plus says Lost Tapes, Minstrel Show, Godson. 36 Chambers says King is a good album, but doesn't belong on the list, in my opinion. From an impact standpoint, it isn't his earlier works. Okay. So King might end up, just based on how people are saying it, in the 15 or so. 36 Chambers says King is also not over Mad Villainy. Ethan Hill says Eminem / Ludacris album should be on here. Chronic 2001. Chronic 2001 came out in 99.
Okay, so listen. So how about this? What do you think about this? B, Supreme Clientele.
Mm-hmm.
Addict, The Blueprint, College Dropout, Hell Hath No Fury, Graduation, Mad Villainy, Get Rich or Die Trying, and The Fit.
Hold on. We got another one, man. Jay Short said, how is King better than the documentary? Okay, we got the documentary entering the building.
The documentary, damn.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to get to people to make sure we're not missing anything.
I like the documentary more than King and Carter 3.
Yeah, I think the documentary is actually better than both. 007 with the super chat says, Peace Kings. Mike, College Dropout changed rap. That was my senior year in high school. The vibe was real and everything changed outside of it. Was okay to have that yay swag on the mic. Graduation was cool, but nah, I understand that. And I feel like I closely identify with the College Dropout the most. But there is a generation, and I would say the ASAP Rocky generation, they will tell you Graduation is the one that changed everything for them. And that's why it's cool to have an artist like Ye, man, because he changed the game in so many different periods.
Let me tell you my problem with Graduation. And I like Graduation. It's a brilliant album. Mike, it does not feel or sound like a classic hip-hop album. It doesn't.
Let me say this.
It sounds like a really dope album. It sounds like a really good album, but it's not a classic. And this is what I mean. When I think of College Dropout, it's like, oh no, that's classic shit. When I think about Blueprint, it's like, oh no, that's classic shit.
But you know what all those things have in common, Coop? You know all those things have in common. Let's just be
talking about the MC.
No, I ain't even talking about that. Sonically, soul samples. It's a derivative from the 90s. With Graduation, sonically he changed everything. He didn't lean on the things that he was comfortable with from a soul sampling standpoint.
Not holding though, Mike.
The records are holding. What you mean?
Tell Me Nothing and Flashing Lights are the only records that are holding like that.
I wonder. When's the last time you listened to that record? That's a beautiful
Mike, I
record.
want it's not like that compared to the shit that's on Late Registration or College Dropout. You making my point for me. If you have to bring up I Wonder, go play Spaceship right now. You tell me
Champion?
No, Mike. No, you making my point for me. Champion?
Go listen to Graduation.
Mike, Champion?
I went back and listened to Graduation
You
a
go
couple of
listen to
months
the
ago.
joint with Lupe on Late Registration. You tell me what's holding.
Oh no, I love those records.
Go listen to We Major, Diamonds from Sierra Leone. Go listen to the shit even with Cam at the end of Late Registration. Like, you talking about holding? That's what I'm saying. The shit on Graduation don't hold like that outside of flashing lights and can't tell me nothing.
I've never heard anybody say that though, Coop. I think you're talking about your personal attachment.
Mike, where do we hear it at?
I hear it everywhere. Flashing lights is all over the place.
I just said flashing lights and can't tell me nothing. Outside of 2 records, show me where it's holding.
It's holding everywhere. Like, I don't understand what you mean. Like, you're saying the record.
What,
you tell me what records aren't holding up. How about that? How about you tell me what records aren't holding up?
Mike, I just named the 2 records that were holding up. I don't
so
think
nothing on that album holds up.
No. When you try new things, Mike, there's nothing wrong with trying new things, Mike. But like, stop riding around acting like people is playing Big Brother or Barry Bonds or these records. Like, no, they're not.
Okay. Leroy Green with the super chat says, Mike, you got to do the hook.
Registration and College Dropout still gets played.
I'm just saying, on the top 10 list for a decade, I think this album is just too important to skip. It just is. Leroy Green with the super chat says, Mike, you got to do the hook. I got my Fofo and my Dro and my Chevy on 24s and my hoes. Now where I'm pissed to go. Where I'm supposed to go. All right, yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mad Max with the super chat says, Coop, you can't talk about the 2000s and it mentioned Graduation though, and it not mention Graduation though. Clips, as elite as they are, can make a top 20 album list, but not top 10. Same with T.I.
I'm cool with scratching those albums off. We can scratch off Hell Hath No Fury and King and put all 3 Kanye albums on. I've been saying that.
Okay. Because I just can't, we can't have a list without those records. Without
That's what I'm saying. Like, Kanye is the most important artist of this era to me. This is his moment. And what's crazy about it is that the album that's the culmination of all these things really isn't on this list because it starts in 2010. And so it's
LP says something with this super chat. He says, 808s is more impactful than all of them, and it's trash.
Thank you. But that's why I'm saying we can't just be going off the impact.
I'm not just going off the impact. Like, Graduation, it has music. You know what I'm saying? The music on Graduation is dope.
Real talk, not to be funny, it's like when we're doing this like this, it's like, well, Scarface the only Southern artist to make this list at a time where the South is running hip-hop. So something about that don't seem right. And the documentary is the only West Coast album. So something about this list, that's what I'm saying.
It's weird. The 2000s is very weird. A lot of this stuff is coming from the early 2000s as well. Like the first half of the decade. Deontay Smith with the super chat says, Late Registration is the better album, but Graduation is when Ye first felt like a superstar to me. And not just a star.
Not enough. That's not enough. Somebody feeling like a superstar isn't enough. That's what I'm telling y'all. Y'all are like, that's when he became a star. It's like,
what? It's his Thriller.
No, it's not Thriller because Thriller has classic songs from beginning to end. Stop saying that.
Graduation has classic songs too.
Name them.
Like I
if
said.
They're classic, are they still playing them? Flashing Lights and Can't Tell Me Nothing. It has 2 classic songs.
Is that you think it only has 2 classic songs?
I just named them. Name me the other records getting played. That's what happens when you make classic shit. It gets played. Ain't nobody walking around playing Barry Bonds or them other records. They running around playing Big Brother. Like, I love, The Glory? I love The Glory. Niggas ain't running around playing The Glory.
Good Life? You are bugging, Coop.
My Good Life is played. Like, you need to stop. Stronger with the Daft Punk sample. Niggas running around playing Stronger still. Y'all stop that.
36 Chambers with the super chat. But it's funny you're saying that, but somehow you give More Money, More Problems and Hypnotize passes.
The rapping is supreme.
Oh my goodness. The bias.
Hold on. Mike, as far as mic performance goes, it is literally a guy having one of the best mic years ever on those songs, and you're comparing it to Kanye on Graduation. You goddamn right, Hypnotized. That's Biggie Smalls in 96, 97. That's blowing fucking Ye out the water in terms of what I want to hear. And anybody else with a hip hop mind that likes to hear MCing.
36 Chambers with the super chat says, Late Registration is Ye's best work and one of the greatest hip hop works of all time. Top 20 album of all time, maybe 30, depending on your feelings. I love Late Registration. I'm just trying to be balanced here.
The quality and the impact got to match, and that's what I'm saying. College Dropout is more where the quality and the impact match, and that's what I'm saying. This list appears to me to be about quality and impact. If that's the case, then Graduation and Late Registration are not making this list because one lacks the quality and the other lacks the impact. College Dropout has both.
Deontay Smith says Good Life is the third classic.
Who playing it, Mike? We in Atlanta. Ain't nobody playing no damn Good Life down here.
Hey, even in the club. 007 says y'all better not.
And on Sunday, no.
007 says y'all better not out Graduation over Hell Have No Fury. Stop and please. In the 90s, he said the 90s artists are dominating the 2000s. Is nothing but teenagers growing up with their favorite artists as the industry is turning.
Mike, I'm gonna have to get out of here in a minute. You know, it's Thanksgiving Eve.
Yeah, it is. LP with the super chat says,
early, yeah.
In no world is Hell Have No Fury not in the top 10 classic. They've been rapping like Pusha ever since. Classic rating at the time, last street album of the era. Okay, let's do this.
We can't even look. We were supposed to go by decade. We can't even get out of the
2000s. Let's do this. Let's take out. Let's just have.
We're on the 90s.
Let's just have Kanye be the only person. I mean, College Dropout's the only album to represent Kanye. Let's just do that. Right.
No, I'm cool with that. That's what I'm saying. Right.
Okay. And so that leaves it where
B, Supreme, Stillmatic, Blueprint, College Dropout, Get Rich or Die Trying. Those are definites, right? So we got 6 definites. The Fix, is The Fix in there, right? That Scarface's second best album, is The Fix in there?
I think it is, and I think the documentary should be in there too.
Me too. Because you can't leave the South out. And so if you're actually talking about the product, it's like I know that the Carter 3 and the King rang more bells than The Fix for their time, but it's not better than The Fix now, is it? That motherfucking Face Mob.
And I think that when you talk about what Wayne and T.I. was able to do, it wasn't one album that did it. It was a collection of works.
It was. The momentum wasn't just one album. Their momentum does not lie in their prominence on one album. Yeah. So Be Supreme.
They don't have a documentary, Get Rich or Die Trying, or The College Dropout. And I name those albums because that's kind of like the debut from those individual artists in the 2000s.
Now, Mike, if we take B and Supreme and Stillmatic and Blueprint and College Dropout, Get Rich or Die Trying, The Fix, the documentary, those are 8 albums. Kanye's not getting back in.
Mm-hmm.
I would submit to you that, and this is why I went back to it again. It's like we're really on the table. Hell Hath No Fury, Mad Villainy, and I think the Carter 3, because I think the Carter 3 is probably better than King from beginning to end, don't you think?
I think so. And again,
and that's not T.I.'s best album.
No, I think trap music is. But I think that, again, for this conversation...
When I listen to some of the records on Urban Legend and how Urban Legend runs sometimes, Mike, sometimes I feel like Urban Legend is his second album. Like sometimes I feel like Urban Legend is his second best album, not King. And so
he's the better rapper on Urban Legend to me because he's coming off down with the King.
He's the best rapper from beginning to end on Urban Legend. Yeah. Now on King, he has moments where he flashes his brilliance. It's like, I'm talking to you, what you know.
Yeah.
Why you want?
But if we start nitpicking, I think from a production standpoint and all of that, and we want to talk about complete albums, I think Hell Have No Fury and Mad Villainy deserve to be on here. And if I were going to put this,
those are the best projects that are actually left. Actually.
Yes, I think this is what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna attempt to put these in order. Yeah, I know that's impossible, right? I got Supreme Clientele at 1.
Are we ordering it?
Yeah, why not? Top 10, right?
Yeah, Supreme's number 1. I'm cool with that.
Supreme Clientele at 1. God damn, I got B at 2.
I got B at 2, Mike. I do too. That's right.
And then I got College Dropout at 3.
Okay, so
No, where's Get Rich or Die Trying? I think College Dropout's better than Get Rich or Die Trying to me.
we're gonna have to argue about that because I actually was gonna tell you Get Rich or Die Trying probably be 3 for me on here if I'm just being objective.
Okay.
I want to say Stillmatic or the College Dropout, but objectively speaking, I would say Get Rich or Die Trying is 3rd on here. It's too much heat, Mike. What up, gangsta? Many men.
It's the doggy style of its era.
In the club, 21 questions, back down.
Yeah, it's the doggy style of its era. I'm okay with that. Because again, he never was able to duplicate that. Kanye's kind of been able to, follow up this. So, okay. So Get Rich or Die Trying at 3, Late Registration at 4, Stillmatic. Oh, no.
College Dropout at 4, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, College Dropout at 4, Blueprint.
For the Blueprint.
Blueprint 5, Stillmatic 6.
Okay. The pick 7.
But I don't know. Stillmatic or the Fix?
Hold on. You have Stillmatic at 6 and Blueprint at 5?
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. Stillmatic's better than the Blueprint because it's held up better. But I'll tell you what I would actually tell you.
Braveheart Party is all I got to say.
Mike, I was actually about to tell you. Hold on. Can I interest you in some Whole I Ho Veto? Or maybe Renegade.
Braveheart Party.
No. This is what I'm saying. No. You're talking about 1 misstep versus 3. And who won the battle?
I'm sorry, man. I feel you. I think Takeover's a better song than Ether. I know you won the battle.
It's not. The people already decided that, Mike. It's not.
No. The people decided Ether over Super Ugly.
Mike, Ether's better than Takeover too. Is he Dame Diddy, Dame Dash, or Dame Dummy? Oh, I get it. You Biggie and he's Puffy. It was over right there. It's over.
Listen,
over right there.
He did his thing on there. Maybe a better rap performance, but as an overall song.
He should have spent more time dissing Nas and not Prodigy. Maybe he wouldn't
have took that. I feel you.
Mike, that's an L on the resume.
I understand what you're saying. That's not the debate here.
Mike, I'm going to come to you with solutions today.
Okay.
I'm okay with calling Blueprint and Stillmatic a tie at number 5, actually, because I think that they actually... Because here's the thing. I agree with you when you say between these 2 albums, Braveheart Party is clearly the worst song. But Stillmatic does not have 3 missteps the way the Blueprint does, and that even itself out. And whether you like it or not, Mike, and whether you think the Takeover is better or not, most people still think Ether is better, and that is like a lot of checks enough to balance this out. Can we call it a tie?
This is what I'll say.
We can't tie it at 5? You don't want to be amicable on this holiday season? On Holiday Hell Day, like Nas calls on What Goes Around, which is better than everything on the Blueprint.
No, it's not. It's not better than You Don't Know.
But What Goes Around lyrically blows everything on the
Blueprint. But we're talking about a full scope of work. It's not better than You Don't Know. It's not better than Heart of the City. It's not.
Those are the only 2 records it's not better than. It's better than everything else.
But again, What Goes Around is the best record on Stillmatic.
Mike, and it's not the best song on Stillmatic because we still got Wind and You're the Man.
No, right. You just said it the other day.
No, I said for me. I said it's a top 10 for me. I said
okay. For me, so you're going to tell me What Goes Around is better than Song Cry then?
Yes.
To the general public?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Man with the super chat says, Coop, you're
better than Song Cry, and You're the Man's better than Song Cry. How about that?
No, it's not. Man with the super chat. I can't wait to hear what Leroy has to say about this. Man says, Coop,
like
you're let me get these super chats, Coop. Said, Coop, you're cupping right now. People have their opinions. Let's see. Rakasha says, how about Stillmatic 2001? Yeah, we got Stillmatic in there. That's what we're debating now. AKs and Curtains with the super chat says, the Black Album over the Blueprint. Forgot about the Black Album.
To revisit this conversation.
Jack 77 with the super chat says, Graduation is on the Billboard Top 100 today, higher than all of Ye's albums. Oh, it's still getting played. Facts. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you.
That's just impact, though. That's not quality of music.
Well, you said it wasn't getting played.
Lil Baby's no Billboard. Are we resorting to Billboard to talk about what's getting played in our neighborhoods?
Can't tell me nothing is a jam. Michael Williams in the super chat says, we don't need validation from critics to tell us that KD3 is dope, but it's nice to see the project being widely praised. Pitchfork giving Nas that 7.1 basically is an 8.7 when you adjust their hate. LP with the super chat says, y'all did a track for track with Stillmatic, and Stillmatic won. No, we didn't. Not for Blueprint. Did we?
Yeah.
Did we? Okay. All right. So
let's just call it tied at 5, and we'll let the people decide. How about
okay? How about we do that? We'll put a post up or something like that.
So 7, I would say, is Hell Hath No Fury.
Over the documentary?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm surprised at that because I agree with that, but I know people love the documentary.
And then I would go the documentary.
Now, what about The Fix?
I would put The Fix after the documentary. Okay. Just the documentary is like Home Run City.
And Mad Villainy. Okay, so we're looking at a top 10 tentatively right now. Supreme Clientele being the best album of the 2000s.
1.
Then you got B by Common at number 2.
Yeah.
Then you got Get Rich or Die Trying at 3. And you know what? You're right with the Get Rich or Die Trying pick. That's a banger. The College Dropout at 4.
Mm-hmm.
The Blueprint and Stillmatic tied at 5. 7 we got 5. Yeah, 7 we got Hell Hath No Fury. 8 the documentary. 9 The Fix by Scarface. And 10 Mad Villainy. That was very difficult to do. I didn't realize it was going to take us this long.
Argue about this, Mike, because there's still stuff left off there. It's like shit. We were better off doing the top 20 and keeping ourselves out of trouble. But I gotta go pick up my daughter. It's about that time.
All right, man. Great show. We got to do the other decades too. Maybe we'll do that Friday if you down to do this Friday. If y'all trying to rock with us on Friday.
It probably ain't nobody dropping Friday, so that's probably what we should do Friday. Is do a Friday show where we circle back around on this list and start working on. Mike, I have a feeling we're gonna be here for a minute now. Like we thought we were gonna run through all these decades, and it's like just the 2000s conversations, which isn't as heated as the 90s conversation.
Right. And I thought I was going to be able to respond to these Eminem haters too, but I guess I can save that for Friday too.
If you think the Marshall Mathers LP is it's time to go. I got to go.
All right, brother. Mad Max to the super chat. I'm going to get the rest of these super chats and you get up out of here. He says, LOL, I said this like twice already. I'm bugging. I forgot Black Album. That's top 10. Boot somebody out. I think we got to do with with Jay-Z what we did with Ye. We can only keep one album in. I think that's the fairest thing, right? Billy Barr said...
Have a Lost Tapes conversation because I think Lost Tapes is better than the Black Album. How about that?
Ooh. Billy Barr says, Nas ethered Jay. No argument. It's just become a verb. Yeah, it has. All right. Well, let's get up out of here. Everybody, happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. And we're going to finish this conversation at some point. But I like that top 10. We might need to post that top 10. We should actually put a poll out for Stillmatic and Blueprint so that we can actually get a definitive, answer.
All right, Mike. I just, and real quick before we go, just got another station head idea. Going to do a 20 to 2010 playlist for Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. We got to do that. Somebody said, if Low End Theory doesn't make the 90s, I'm unsubscribing. Listen, with me over here, there's no way that the Low End Theory ain't making it.
I think we both think that the Low End Theory is one of the 10 best rap albums ever, though, right?
Ever.
So we're clear on that.
Yeah, we're clear on that.
Over here.
Michael Williams said Cool G Rap dropped a song with 38 and AZ today, which got me thinking, what's the better album, 4, 5, 6, or Do or Die?
Do or Die.
All right, man. We're going to holler at y'all. Appreciate the love, and we're going to holler at y'all Friday. Yep. Happy Thanksgiving.